Okay, like I said, section 04 is called Algebraic Expressions. I know you've seen these in Algebra 1, but that's what this whole chapter 0 thing is about. It's just reviewing your algebra. Let's just talk about this algebraic thing. When we talk about algebra and something being an algebraic something, this is talking about algebraic expressions. On Tuesday when we come back, we're going to talk about algebraic equations. There's a little difference between expressions and equations. When we say algebraic, it's basically a combination of like numbers and letters. Well, what in the world is a letter? I mean, before you did algebra, you probably thought, well, what do letters have to do with math? I thought math was all numbers. But then, right, you started taking pre-algebra and all that kind of stuff, and they started introducing letters into math. But the letters really stand for what? Say what? Numbers. Well, it is a variable. What do they stand for? They stand for numbers. Exactly right. Okay, and you're absolutely right. This thing is called a variable. Variable. Because it can vary. It can change, right? It depends on what somebody assigns that, what number somebody assigns that letter right there. So I could say, well, a is equal to 5, or you could say a is equal to 3, or somebody else could say a is equal to negative 17, or whatever, okay? So that's why they call it a variable. It changes. That's what vary means, doesn't it? Yeah. It varies. So what about this crazy number out in front? This number 3, this big number out in front. We have a name for that as well. It's called the coefficient. Okay, it's called that's supposed to be a C. Coefficient, all right? That's what that number out front is. Now, what is that number right there, that 3, doing to that A? What's going on there? It's being multiplied, that's right. Okay, they're being multiplied together. Now, what if I strung a few of these together? Like this, minus 2, I don't know, C. What if I had something like that? Well, this is an algebraic expression. Now, if I just gave you this, and I told you to evaluate, and that's the word we're going to use in these, evaluate this expression. Would you be able to do anything with that right there? You don't know what the numbers are. That's right. Yeah. Not if you don't know what these numbers are. I can't add them up, right? You remember in Algebra 1 you can only add things that are like terms? I can't add up 3a and 5y and 2c. All right, I can't do anything with it if it's just sitting there like that. But if I told you that a was equal, let's make something up here. What if I said a was equal to 2? And b was equal to negative 3. Oh, no b. There's no b in there, is there? Let's go y. Let's say y is equal to negative 3. And let's say c was equal to, I don't know, 5. All right? Now, if I told you what a was equal to, y and c were equal to, then I could plug those numbers in for this and then figure out what this whole thing is equal to. You remember doing this in Algebra 1, don't you? Yeah? Okay, so let's do this. Remember, what is that 3 doing to that a? It's multiplying. So this is how we're going to show it. Put a parentheses right there. Don't use a dot for this stuff, okay? Use parentheses for multiplication. Definitely don't use an X for multiplication, all right? Because in algebra, what do we use a whole bunch? We use X as a variable, don't we? And that can very easily get confused between the times symbol and X, the variable. So I hardly ever use the X. But I like to use parentheses for multiplication. So 3 times a, so what is a?
2.
It's 2, so I plug it in right there, okay? I say plug and chug, all right? You plug the numbers in, and then you work the thing out. That's the chug, all right? So minus 5, put a parentheses here. What are we going to put in for y? Negative 3. Plus 2 times c, which is 5. Good. This is what I want to see on your homework. You understand me?
Yes.
I'm saying it. I'm pretty clear about it. I expect you to pay attention and listen to what I say. Write the problem out. Show your work, and then you can write your answer. But you got to have those two things done before you put down an answer. So now we plugged everything in. Now we can chug. Now we can work it out. So let's figure out what we're going to do. We do multiplication first. Remember order of operations from Algebra 1? So we multiply these, which is 6. What about this? This is a minus 5 or a negative 5 times a negative 3. It's a positive 15. Okay? Everybody see that? It's a positive 15, and what's this going to be?
10.
Plus 10. And now we just work this thing out. That's 25, that's 6, what's that, 31? And now we can circle our answer. So don't just put down number 7, 31, and then go to number 8, and so on, okay? I don't want to just see the answer. I'm more concerned about this part of it. That's what I'm really looking for right there. Now, on a quiz or a test is a different story. All right, I'll be checking your answer, and I don't necessarily will check to see if your work is there on a quiz and a test. But on a homework, absolutely. Your homeworks are really based on how much work you do, not just the answers. I mean, look, I read off the answers, and the odds are in the back of the book anyway. So what good is it just turning in just a list of answers? How do I know you didn't just write them down as I read them off? You understand that? I want to see that you show your work. All right, even if you can do it in your head. I don't care. Write it down anyway, because I'm trying to lay a foundation for you guys. As you get into higher math, next year you're going to be taking Algebra 2, and you better be ready for Algebra 2, because there's plenty of problems where there's 2, 3, 4, 5 different steps that you have to do to get your answer. There's no way you're going to be able to just navigate all that in your head. All right? You've got to get used. You've got to get that habit of showing your work no matter how trivial or how easy the work is. You need to be able to do that, okay? Everybody understand why I want you to show your work? Whether you agree with it or not, that doesn't matter. I just want you to know why. Let's do another problem. This is straight from the example in the book. And we got about 1 minute left here, I think. P minus. Of course we don't work. That's a silly question to ask. K is -2. N is -4. Yeah, we're not packing up. What's going on here? P is 5. I'm not finished. I'm not finished. Open your book. So watch what we have. We have 2 times K. So put the K in there. It's -2. Plus N, which is -4. It's over. Got a big division sign right here. Guys, we're not finished. Turn around, please. Joe. Face front. Thank you. P minus 3, which is 5 is P minus 3. Look, if it's not being multiplied, I didn't really mind if it's not in parentheses or not. So what do we do here? Let's do the top first. Let's do the multiplication. 2 times -2 is -4 plus -4 over 5 minus 3, which is 2. -4 plus -4 is -8 over 2, which is -4. And that's how you do this. All right, I wrote the problem out. I showed my work. I circled my answer. That's the kind of stuff that you're going to do in here. Yeah, bell's going to ring. And was it 38? Is that what you said? Okay. Here's your homework. It's section 04. It's page P10. P10. And it's 1 through 12. It's not that much.
Say it again, please.
It's right there in front of you. Look up. Look up, and don't make me repeat it. Just look up. Jonathan, look up. Look up. Okay? It's right there. Say that again. It's right in front of you, for goodness sakes.